Hello guys, welcome back to your favorite agricultural and agribusiness YouTube channel, your number one oil palm YouTube channel. Due to popular demand, we are going to be looking at the breakdown of cost of maintaining a 10-acre oil palm farm. So if you are somebody who just established his own farm, or you are somebody who is contemplating on starting an oil palm project, this is a video you have to watch with keen interest. So I'm going to be running you through what it will take you, the amount of money and the management practices you have to undergo if you want to maintain a healthy and a productive oil palm farm. For a 10-acre farm, a 10-acre farm is equivalent to 4 hectares. 4 hectares, and you have a total number of 600 trees. So for somebody who just established his own plantation, the management stage, the maintenance stage is actually one of the most important phase of your journey, because all the money you spent in the establishment stage, this is where you will work on the money if you want the result from that money. If you do rubbish here, the money you spent establishing the farm, clearing the land and planting all those oil palm might actually go into waste. So let's get to it. The first thing we are going to be looking at, which will be your first cost that you'll be incurring in maintaining an oil palm farm, is the replacement. And this will happen exactly a year after. So you are going to be spending some money to replace, because some of the seedlings you planted when you establish your field will not survive for throughout the following year. You have to replace them, the dead one and the weak one. So we are working on the assumption that you only lose 10% of your seedlings, which means you are going to be buying 60. So at the rate of 2,500 naira. So we are working on the assumption of 2,500 naira for each seedlings, and you are going to be buying 60 for the replacement of the ones that died. So that will cost you about 150,000 naira. So the next activity we'll be looking at is ring weeding. So this one will be done either once or twice in a year. So you have to do it, and you'll be doing ring weeding for 600 palm trees. So since they are still young, the ring weeding is usually less expensive, because the place you are going to be clearing is a little bit small. So ring weeding is usually done at the rate of 200 naira per one to ring weed one palm. You'll be doing it at 200 naira each. So 200 naira multiplied by 600 palm tree you are having on your farm. That one will give you 120,000 naira. So that is 120,000 naira. Then the chief of it, which is the inter-row weeding, which means the overall weeding of the farm. So this is usually why ring weeding is usually done with hand and hoe. Inter-row weeding can be done with chemicals, can be done with hand slashing. But if you are using hand slashing, it will cost you more. You'll be spending around 400,000 naira at once, 300,000 naira to 400,000 naira at once, and you have to be doing this 3 to 4 times in a year, according to the rate at which weed are growing on your farm. So 3 times to 4 times in a year. But on this calculation, we'll be working with chemical control of the weed. So although you have to be very, very careful when you are doing chemical, but it's cheaper and it's faster. So we are working with the budget of 200,000 naira each time you are doing the inter-row weeding. So, and you'll be doing it 3 times in a year. That means you'll be spending 600,000 naira every year doing the overall weeding of your farm. So the next expenses we'll be looking at is the fertilizer application. So for the whole 10 acres, for the whole 600 trees. For the whole 600 trees, we are looking at, you'll be needing 2 bags of fertilizer to fertilize. So if you are doing your fertilizer application once in a year, you can also decide to be doing it twice in a year by dividing the doses into two. So, but we are working with one application per year. Although when your tree starts fruiting, you will change the rate at which you will be applying, and you will also change the type of fertilizer you'll be applying. So at that time, you'll be applying twice in a year, and you'll be applying fertilizer NPK MG. So the fertilizer application will also cost you 2 bags, and the people that will apply it for you. A bag of fertilizer is around 45,000 naira. So we are putting it at 50,000 naira, and you'll be paying people that will do their fertilizer application for you 20,000 naira, which will give us 120,000 naira. So now, the reason why I put pruning and harvesting here is that at the inception of establishing your farm, you will not be needing pruning and harvesting. This will only happen after your tree starts fruiting. So this is not an expenses we are looking into for somebody who just established his own farm. These are the management or maintaining practices that you'll be much concerned with in your first 3 years of establishment. So which means we are going to be having 600, 700, 800, 900, 950. 940,000 naira. So in all of this, so you're expected to be spending about 940,000 naira a year, which is about a million naira, just approximate it to be a million naira in a year to maintain a 10 acres of farm. So this is very, very important for us to know what is expected of us, to keep a certain amount of money aside so as not to abandon our farm halfway. So with this, like pruning and harvesting is usually done concurrently. They usually do it together. Immediately they are doing the harvesting, they are doing the pruning all together. But this will be happening when your plantation is already established. That is why I didn't do the expenses. And by that time, you already have uh, your based workers, as in your permanent workers on your farm. It's advisable that you have your permanent workers. You don't contract this kind of activities out by that time, and majority of your activity at that time. So with this, I think I've been able to provide some kind of insight for people who are just starting their plantation, or people who have it in mind to start an oil palm plantation. Thank you for your time, and see you on the next one. So once again, before I go, I would like to tell you to get a copy of this book. If you're an oil palm farmer, you have to equip yourself in that line of business. And this book will do justice to that. It will educate you on the science and the business of running a successful and a profitable oil palm plantation. With this, I've come to the end of today's episode, and I hope you got value. For you to get a copy of this book, you can kindly contact me on the number showing on your screen. Thank you for your time, and see you on the next one. Sheshe.